I'd like to call this meeting of the Planning Commission on Wednesday, July 26th to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairwoman Amanda Denmark. Vice Chairman Charlie Wetmore.
Here.
Commissioner Rich Delcor.
Here.
Commissioner Jason Stewart.
Here.
Commissioner Jim Flynn.
Yes.
Commissioner Lydia DePaul. Here. Commissioner Michael Brock.
Here. We recognize that our chair can't be here due to a family issue tonight, and I ask y'all on commission to have a little bit of patience with me, as this is only the second time I've ever done this, and folks out there as well. First of all, notice regarding adjournment. The Planning Commission will not hear new items after 9:30 p.m. unless authorized by a majority vote of the commission members present. Items which have not been heard before 9:30 p.m. may be continued to the next regular meeting or a special meeting date as determined by the commission members. Notice regarding public comments. Every member of the public who is recognized to speak shall address the chairman, and in speaking, avoid disrespect to commission, staff, or other members of the meeting. State your name and address when speaking for the record. Comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. Do we have any public comment tonight? Okay. Then why did I read that? I guess I have.
For everyone's notice.
Yeah, okay. Can I get a motion on the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion on the minutes from June 22nd? Or try that again, June 28th.
I make a motion to approve.
Okay, and a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. No public comments. There being no old business. We have under new business, the first item is parcel B1, initial master plan. A request by Brian Whitmer of Whitmer Jones Kiefer Limited on behalf of Millstone Ventures LLC and with the approval of the property owner parcel 8A LLC for approval of an initial master plan application. The project proposes 16.02 acres of residential development and 5.9 acres of commercial development. The property is zoned Buckwalter PUD and consists of 21.92 acres identified by tax map number, and it's on the agenda. And located on the northeast corner of the intersection of SC Highway 170 and Gibbet Road. Sorry, I didn't see the back.
You're good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And that is exactly where we're talking about here. It's located on the northwest side of the intersection of Gibbet Road and SC 170 or Oakdale Highway. This is an aerial location map showing the location of the subject property. It's an initial master plan by Brian Whitmer of Whitmer Jones Kiefer on behalf of Millstone Ventures and with the approval of the property owner, parcel 8A LLC. The subject property is within the Buckwalter PUD. This master plan, this is an initial master plan, but this came before you in May of this year as a master plan amendment. There are very minor changes from what was submitted originally. That you guys approved that with 3 staff recommended conditions and 1 additional condition that was added by Planning Commission. Actually, the pink line, I got a bigger picture of the master plan, but the pink line that you see here was added. That's actually that was the added condition that was put on the plan previously. So they had resolved that. The subject property is within the Buckwalter Commons land use tract of the Buckwalter PUD, and that allows uses within this tract are neighborhood and general commercial uses and single-family and multi-family residential uses. The initial master plan consists of 21.92 acres. That will include 16.02 acres of residential development and 5.9 acres of commercial development. That's exactly matches the acreage of the previous submittal that they had with the master plan amendment. Plan provides connectivity between the uses and northward into the adjacent properties located within the Buckwalter Crossroads master plan. All proposed development is subject to a full review and approval at time of development plan submittal. We say that to remind you that you're not approving the specific site layouts that are shown on the master plan. You're just approving the initial master plan. Subject property is within the highway corridor overlay and will require a certificate of appropriateness, reviewing landscaping, lighting, and architecture at time of development plan submittal. Subject property also is within what's the Beaufort County Connects 2021 Bicycle Pedestrian Plan. This was adopted by town council, so this property is subject to it. It requires that a bike path be provided along, it's called out as the northbound side of SC 170. So it would be across the frontage of this, and we'd be asking for that as the development plans come in. This is the master plan that's being provided, being requested to be approved tonight. That's a closer version of it in case we need to come back to it. These are the review criteria. So there's a pre-application meeting in December of 2022 and application check-in in January of 2023. This was reviewed by DRC as an initial master plan in June 28th, 2023. We're here tonight, July 26th, and you will be making a recommendation to town council for this master plan, and then that date will be determined. So tonight you can recommend approval of the application as submitted, recommend approval of the application with conditions, recommend denial of the application as submitted by the applicant. Town staff recommendation is approval with conditions. These three conditions are the same ones that you've seen before when it came through as a master plan amendment. It is, one is a statement shall be placed on the initial master plan declaring that all development within the master plan shall conform to the requirements and recommendations of the Beaufort County Connects 2021 Bicycle Pedestrian Plan. Two is whether located on or off site, it shall be the responsibility of the developer to install a 10-foot wide bicycle pedestrian path along SC 170 frontage consistent with the requirements and recommendations of the Beaufort County Connects 2021 Bicycle Pedestrian Plan in conjunction with individual site development within the Parcel 1 initial master plan. So as the individual development plans come in, we'll require that be installed. And number three is site layouts for all parcels are subject to full town review and approval at time of development plan submittal. That's procedural, but it's called out here because we've got a lot of detail on this master plan. We want to remind you that you're not approving the individual layouts on these parcels. And I will open it up for any questions you may have.
So just to clarify your third point, it could come back before us, or it will come back before us for each parcel.
Yes.
And those parcels could be apartments or retail or any other use that's permitted there.
That's right.
We're not approving any of that.
Right, that's right. The general commercial is allowed throughout this, throughout all of these parcels, and that's a very wide open list of permitted uses.
Sir, Jason?
No?
I actually have a question. I saw the traffic study was asking for 2 lanes at the, I think it was site access point number 3, which is the bottom of the screen, and that it aligns with the state drive. I just wanted to confirm if this plan is showing both, that there's enough room for the 2 lanes for the egress and also that it aligns with the state drive.
Right, and yes, it does here, and then when they come in with a development plan, that's when we'll take a harder look at it. But that is a two lanes in, 1 lane out is what's recommended with that. What the TIA called that phase 1 of the development by request by the applicant. So phase 1 being the apartments, and that improvement would happen with the apartments. A future phase would kick in a dedicated left turn lane off of Gibbet into here as well.
Thank you.
Any questions on this? Richard?
Dan, on one of the staff comments, there was some question about 5 parking spots for the residences. Did you address that?
We did in Each time I touch this, it does something different. There we go. It used to be 5 spots that were running parallel right here. They've relocated those 5 spots to this position. We had asked for that. We felt that this was pretty far removed to serve as parking for the apartments.
Thank you.
Okay, the only question I have is not necessarily related to tonight on this, but I just want to have us get an understanding of the residential dwelling units, the RDUs, that would be assigned on this site. Some of the master plans allow for a pure commercial conversion. 1 acre equals 4 RDUs. Is that the case on this, or do these have to come from somewhere else, and if so, where?
I think they're all, and I may need to get some help from Mr. Nestor on that. But these entitlements are already there. I don't think there's any more conversions that can happen within the Buckwalter PUD.
Thank you.
If you don't mind me asking.
Walter Nestor with Byrne Foreman for the applicant, the law firm of Byrne Foreman for the applicant. And Dan's correct. There are no more conversions available left in Buckwalter. All those conversions have been completed, but this land is entitled already. So these development rights run with the land in this area of Buckwalter Commons.
So this land has actual dwelling units, or they're just coming from somewhere in Buckwalter Commons overall?
They're coming from ownership in Buckwalter Commons, which there's some common ownership in Buckwalter Commons, not only the existing owner, but other entities, all running down to the same owner. But the purchase contract contemplates the assignment of the density rights or the development rights from that owner.
Okay, then the only question I have, and I just want to make sure we don't do anything wrong for the property owner, because this is its own IMP, are they still going to be able to assign properly between the different areas of Buckwalter Commons, or does that make them so they can't come from Buckwalter Commons here because this is not Buckwalter Commons anymore, correct? Or
This is still the Buckwalter Commons.
okay, it's still under that umbrella, it's just a master plan within the umbrella.
Right. That's what the signs permit.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you, Walter. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Entertain a motion?
Can you pull up an opportunity for that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just barreling through it, sorry.
Yeah, no.
Let the applicant.
Yeah.
Sure you want to, we were about to make, no.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. We can be nice and brief, so.
We've seen it before, that's part of the. Yeah.
Just say real quick, thank you, Dan, for presenting our project. Appreciate that very much. This is a little bit of a reiteration, but obviously we're back with a new master plan instead of a master plan amendment, just to keep it simpler and so that we can consider this tract and the master plan for it without having to get into details associated with a bunch of other properties that are part of the Buckwalter Crossroads master plan. So thanks for giving us the opportunity to do that. And no, I mean, that's really it. If you guys have any questions or comments for us as an applicant, we'd be happy to answer any of those. We have our whole design team here today with Ward Edwards, Whitmer Jones Kiefer, and even our traffic engineer, and then us Millstone are here today. So happy to answer any questions you have.
Good night. No, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Dan, can you put up your screen again? With the
I'll make a motion that we approve with conditions according to town staff, find that the requirements of section 3.9.3 of the UDO can be met with the following conditions and recommendations: that the planning commission provide a recommendation of conditional approval to the town council for the parcel B-1 initial master plan. Number 1, a statement shall be placed on the initial master plan declaring that all development within the master plan shall conform to the requirements and recommendations of the Beaufort County Connects 2021 bicycle and pedestrian plan. Number 2, whether located on or off-site, it shall be the responsibility of the developers to install a 10-foot wide bicycle and pedestrian path along South Carolina Highway 170 frontage consistent with the requirements and recommendations of the Beaufort County Connects 2021 bicycle and pedestrian plan in conjunction with individual site development within the parcel B1 initial master plan. And number 3, site layouts for all parcels are subject to full town review and approval at time of development plan submittal.
Do we have a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. I may have just adjourned the meeting. Okay. Item number 2 on the agenda, Carr Village of Bluffton Development Plan Application. A request by Dan Kiefer of Weber Jones Kiefer Limited on behalf of the property owner Charlie and Brown LLC for approval of a preliminary development plan. The project consists of the construction of a plus or minus 20,000 square foot 2-story clubhouse and 5 buildings divided into plus or minus 31 high-end garage condominium units. The property is zoned Village at Verdier PUD and consists of approximately 5 acres. And the tax map identification is in the agenda, and it's located on Highway 170, approximately 1,200 feet south of Seagrass Station Road. Mr. Frazier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a preliminary development plan for Carr Village. The applicant, Dan Kiefer, Whitmer Jones Kiefer, on behalf of the property owner, Charlie and Brown LLC, is requesting approval of a preliminary development plan. Project proposes an automotive enthusiast club to include a clubhouse and high-end garage condo units. The 5-acre property is zoned Village at Verdier PUD and is located within the Village at Verdier master plan on the west side of Okatee Highway, approximately 1,200 feet south of Seagrass Station Road. Here's an aerial photo showing the location of the subject property. Preceding this application, the applicant had requested a master plan amendment that came before you. You guys recommended approval to town council. It ultimately got approved at town council. Prior to the amendment, the road that's here, it's actually blown up over here to the right, was shown the same as the rest of these. It was supposed to be a residential road that provided access out to SC 170. Cutting across what we call parcel YZ, which is the subject property. The applicant requested that road be turned into an emergency access road only, and it would have 2 gates on it. You'll be able to see the gates better when I pull up the site plan. That was approved at town council. And so where we are now is we have an amended master plan that kind of fits the business model of this Carr Village Bluffton. This application is for a preliminary development plan located within the Village at Verdier and it's subject to the standards set forth in the Village at Verdier PUD Master Plan Development Agreement. The project proposes the construction of a 20,000 square foot 2-story clubhouse and 5 buildings divided into a total of 31 high-end garage condo units. Clubhouse will include a showroom, lounge area, offices, light automotive maintenance, common gathering spaces, offices, dining, and kitchen facilities will be on the 2nd floor. The individually owned garage condos are approximately 1,680 square feet and will include storage for collector and/or classic motor vehicles. The subject property is in the highway corridor overlay and will require a certificate of appropriateness, reviewing landscaping, lighting, and architecture, so that will come before you again. Technical memorandum analyzing the traffic impacts of the proposed roadway changes was provided as part of the master plan amendment, and the finding was that based on the capacity analysis, removing access to Hagar Street will have a minimal impact on the surrounding road network. So that was brought to council as part of the master plan, but brought up again here as a reminder. Staff comments on a preliminary development plan were reviewed at the June 21st, 2023 DRC meeting. The applicant provided a response to comments on June 28th. Here is the site plan. Got a blown up version if we need to go back to it. Review criteria is set forth in section 310.3A of the UDO. These are the review criteria that were included in your Planning Commission packet. You have the authority to take the following action: approve the application as submitted by the applicant, approve the application with conditions, tabled the application or denied the application as submitted by the applicant. And town staff finds that the requirements of section 310-3A of the Unified Development Ordinance are met and recommends that the planning commission approve the application as submitted. We worked a lot with the applicant on this. It's been a long road for him. They actually went to BZA for appeal of a UDO administrator decision on whether, how to define the permitted use. So I'll just open it up for questions.
I'll tell you what, why don't we do this the way I should have on the last one? Would the applicant like to speak? And then we'll...
Thank you, Commissioner Whitmer. My name is Dan Kiefer with Whitmer, Jones Kiefer, and we have the project team here. Caleb King is with our group, and Dylan Turner, traffic engineer, Walter Nestor, Kevin Beeble, owner's rep, and Jeff Ackerman, or Tim Butcher with Ackerman Engineering. We're here primarily to answer questions. I think we've addressed everything with Dan and appreciate Dan's help. And if you have questions for us, we got everybody here.
Well, I know a concern in the past was the neighbors and their reaction. Can you just go through what kind of communications you've had with the adjacent property owners?
Yes, we've had several meetings with the owners. Most recent, and I won't go back, I think Dan was involved in the last one with the road relocation. We had a call last week with the owners, with the board members, and during that call we presented this plan, or showed them this plan, and everything that's being reviewed this evening. And then we let them know that prior to the next, we got to submit for corridor review. That'll be architecture, landscape, and lighting. So we're going to meet with them again prior to that submittal, or during that submittal process as well. So we've met with them 3 or 4 times already, and keeping them up to speed. And they're aware, and we had the public notice as well that got sent out.
Yeah, and Commissioner Brock, just so you know, anything like this, every adjacent property owner has to receive a certified letter that this is proposed. So
Yeah.
that's what he's mentioning in that. Okay. Questions? Questions or comments? Oh, come on, guys.
We talked about it a bit last time.
Is there a party everyone needs to get? No, I'm kidding. Okay. I do just want to make a comment, and we discussed this a little bit before the meeting. I went on to the Car Village website to kind of get a feel for what's coming up. Please be aware when you, and I'm one of 6 people up here, so the other commissioners may not feel the same, but I think they do. The architecture that is presented on that website is very stark and not necessarily in the low country vernacular as it addresses 170. That may be a challenge, and I trust staff to work on it with the applicant, and you may already have somewhat. But just know that what's on that website is not great. Has staff been working at all on that, or is?
Oh, we're not. Well, first of all, this has got to get approved before they can submit for it. But no, we haven't. We won't even address it until such time as it comes before us as an official application.
Okay.
I was considering the same thing because the back of the buildings is what's facing 170. It's going to be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, the back's going to be a challenge. The landscaping will have to, and we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but some of the renderings are really cool looking, but not necessarily in what we're tasked with doing. So just don't want you all to do a bunch of work before you come to staff with the application that may have to be reworked. That's all. Anybody want to make a motion?
Dan, if you pull it up, I'll make a motion.
Sorry.
I recommend that we approve, town staff finds that the requirements of section 310-3A of the Unified Development Ordinance are met. I recommend that the planning commission, we as the planning commission, approve the application as submitted.
Do we have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, I have one item for discussion. I don't know if anybody else does, but welcome to our new chairman, Mr. Michael Brock. We are glad to have you here with us. Thank you. And hopefully you'll stay more than 1 month.
It's like this, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, this is what they're all
Can't
about.
promise
Yeah. Anything else for discussion? Anybody else want to say anything else? Like,
No, it was nice that Michael Charlie was fine.
no, I meant like the last part. Does
I'll make a
anybody
motion
wanna
that we
make a
adjourn.
motion?
You did a good job, John.
Did you make a motion
I'll
to
make a
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
Okay, our new chairman, motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
I was going to make